This is Kaz Lagnus. He's an Ishpeming grad. Walked through the halls here, graduated on successful teams. He's a motivational speaker. Lives out in Minneapolis right now.
Yeah.
He's going to give us a talk, get us ready for tomorrow, and give a lot of good life lessons. Pay attention, please.
All right.
Kaz.
I'm going up here, boys. Is that cool? Okay. Yeah? All right. Sorry, I didn't want to turn around again. Clap it up, though. Clap it up. Appreciate you, coaches, for allowing me to be here with you guys. I have a pleasure of speaking to many student athletes across the nation. And when I do speak to them, I speak on one message, which I'll tell you in a moment. But one thing that athletes, sometimes struggle with is their confidence, right? You make 2 shots, you feel like Kobe in his prime. But all of a sudden you miss 2 shots, you feel like Shaq at the free throw line. And then you're like, I don't want to shoot no more because I'm going to miss. Here's your confidence. It's gone. When I speak to them, I speak on one message: unshakable confidence. Why? Because at the end of the day, the ball is going to stop bouncing. But life isn't going to stop being lived. And if you aren't confident in what you do, if you aren't confident in yourself, if you aren't confident in your future, you're selling yourself short. Because life, you got to go through it with confidence. You have to go through it with confidence. And I've been able to instill 3 important principles in my life that have helped me get to where I am today, that have helped me drastically with my confidence. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Commitment, resiliency, sacrifice. Who knows what resiliency is? I know you boys are smart. You go to Ishpeming. All right.
Not give up.
Not give up. Beautiful. Not give up. When I think of resiliency, I think of this movie, Rocky. Who's watched Rocky? Yeah. And when I talk about Rocky, that's the essence of not giving up. That's the essence of doing whatever you got to do to win. And there's a specific scene that I love that I've been able to take away in Rocky 5. When he's about to go over and fight the Russian, the roids dude, who's all machinery dude, right? And so they're having their press conference, asking a bunch of questions, getting into it. And Rocky gets home. And his wife, who's at the top of the stairs, right? She goes and says to him, don't you see what's in the newspaper? What they're saying in the news? What's on the... And catch this, because this is going to happen a lot in life. She goes, they say it's suicide. You can't win. Rocky, who's not quite paying attention or looking at her that much, snaps his head up. And he goes, Adrian, you always tell the truth. Maybe I can't win. Maybe all I can do is stand in there and take everything that he's got. But in order to defeat me, in order for Westwood to defeat me, you have to be willing to die. And I don't think he's ready to die. Resiliency. His wife doubted him. She says he can't win. Everyone else doubted him, saying he can't win. The dude just got done beating Apollo Creed, literally killed him. Now Rocky wants to go stand in that ring with him. The match happened. Gets over to Russia. Training like he's never trained before in his life. Giving it his all. Not just for him, but for Apollo. For the people who are passed away before him. For his kid. For his wife. Who even doubted him. Because he believed in himself. He went over there. And what happened? Round for round, punch for punch, 9 rounds, 10 rounds, 11 rounds, 12 rounds. Pop, pop, pop. Bang, knocked him out. Suicide? I can't win? What? Who can't win? You can't win? Well, guess what? They don't know what's inside of you. They don't know who you believe in. They don't know your confidence. They don't know that you will never give up. Tell me I can't win. Because guess what? That's just words. I'm resilient. I'm not giving up. I'm not quitting. I don't care how much I have to go through. I will stand 10 toes down and do what I got to do in order to win, in order to succeed. That's life. And Rocky's a prime example of that. That's why I love that series. Because he is the essence of resiliency. Now I need to ask you boys this. Because I know that each and every single one of you got something special inside of you. And each and every single one of you is going to have to go through adversity. You're going to have to go through challenges. You're going to have to go through the naysayers, the doubters, the people who don't believe in you. But what are you willing to do in the midst of it? Are you wanting to give up? It's easy to give up. But in order to not give up, one thing you got to do is embrace your journey, embrace the moment, and be present in the moment. Embrace what you're going through. Because I always say this has really helped me in my life. It's not what happens to you, it's what happens for you. And I believe that. Because everything in life is happening for us if we have that mindset that this can be used for our greater good. You get an injury, you can come back stronger. Only if you allow it to. Only if you're using it for your good. Or you could say, hey man, I'm not going to come back. I don't want to get hurt anymore. Everything can be happening for you. Because life is going to throw some things your way that you're not prepared for. You're going to have to face some challenges that you're not prepared for. You have to go through some things that you're not prepared for, through some seasons. But guess what? It's life. And you gotta. I'm not here today because I've never gone through a hardship in my life. I'll tell you that. I'm not here because I've never gone through a hardship. I'm here because when those hardships did happen, when those struggles did happen, when I got cut from basketball teams, when I didn't get the girl, right? When I didn't pass the test, when I did get hurt, I used it for my greater good. Because I knew that God has something special planned for my life, and I can't give up. I got to stay resilient in the midst of it. I got to be able to say, other people out there need me. Other people out there are looking up to me. I can provide hope and provide value to other people by using this and accepting this. Because this is my journey. I can't give my journey to someone else. If I try giving someone else that paintbrush that I'm supposed to be painting with, they're going to paint something even uglier than I could paint. It's not meant for that. Our life's not going to be something that's amazingly beautiful unless we paint it. But one thing we got to do is maintain that resilient mindset. Because that's going to help us get to where we want to be. That's going to help us find success in every aspect that we want ourselves to be in. Principle number 2. Sacrifice. Sacrifice. Being willing to sacrifice the things that are going to be detrimental to your future for things that are going to be beneficial for your future. Things that are detrimental. Partying, alcohol, drugs, relationships at this stage in your life. Sometimes video games. Who's got a goal for this basketball season? Raise your hand if you got a goal. What's your goal? Make it to the Breslin. I love that you say that because my senior year, you know Jaron Kipling? I had classes with him and we always had this acronym, RTTB. We always say RTTB. It says Road to the Breslin. Unfortunately, we couldn't get there because Connor Hanlon decided to go off for 28 against us, against Westwood. But Road to the Breslin, how can you get there?
Coming together as a team.
Coming together as a team. Who's got another goal? What's your goal?
Me?
Yeah.
My goal was making it farther than last year.
Make it further than last year. How can you do that?
I'm working hard.
Working hard. JV, what's one of your goals? Clap it up. I love that. I love it. How can you make that happen? Go to practice every day. One more, JV. What's up? College basketball? I love it. I love it. Now, when you have a goal, you can't reach a goal without sacrifice. Because sacrifice is one of the greatest things you can do for your life. When I think of sacrifice, I think of Kobe Bryant. Who's watched the Redeem Team? Yeah? So in this clip that I'm talking about, Kobe, he decided not to do what everyone else was doing. LeBron, so-called the GOAT, Melo, Wade, Bosh, Boozer, they're all in the club in Vegas. They're coming back in the early morning, 6:30 in the morning, and they see Kobe with his stuff, about to go hit the gym for a training session. They're like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm about to go get some work in. While they're all coming back from the club. What was Kobe doing? Sacrificing. The temporarily fun, the things that are detrimental to the future, the things that are beneficial for the future. The things that are going to help the team. Why Coach K brought him in. Because that team that was in the Olympics before didn't win gold. They weren't even qualifying. They were trash. And when you play for USA, you have a standard to win gold. And they weren't doing that. So Coach K decided to bring in the Mamba, the one who could get it done. And they saw that. They saw Kobe sacrificing that. So eventually, LeBron started hitting the early morning. Wade started hitting the early morning. Bosh, Boozer, Melo. He's like, nah, I ain't giving up that early. But I'll eventually go. And what happened? They won gold. Because one person was willing to sacrifice. One person was willing to lead by example. One person knew what the goal was and stuck to it from day one. All it takes is one person. And if you think you're that one person, make sure your actions are leading it. Make sure others can see that. Because as far as you want this team to go to the Breslin, as far further than you did last year, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to give more. You have to sacrifice a little bit more. You're going to have to sacrifice maybe the fun time at home and hit that film more. Be prepared more. Hit the weights more. Put up more shots. You have to sacrifice some things. Because making it to college basketball, when you get there, everyone's got talent. But not everyone has that commitment level. Not everyone has that confidence. Not everyone's willing to sacrifice the things in college. Because when you get to college, there's a lot of different temptations you can go down. But when you get there, you got to want a little bit more. When you want to score that first point, you have to sacrifice some time and get in that gym so you can get more playing time, so you can get your form down, so you can get that shot in the basket a little bit easier. Sacrificing things are going to help you understand that you can accomplish great things. You can achieve great things. And you can become the best version of you, which is what we're supposed to be doing and working on every single day that we wake up. Right? Because if we don't become the best version of ourselves, what value do we have to provide to this world? We're not on this world to live our own selfish life. I think that you see that as a team. That's why sports is so beautiful. It's because you are one. You are a family. You are a team. And you are able to sacrifice. So you see how sacrifice works there. You see how resiliency works there in the team sport. All right, carry it on into your other life. And then find success in that way. Right? That's the most beautiful thing that you can do for yourself. Be willing to sacrifice. Have a resilient mindset. Be able to lead by example. Third principle, commitment. Commitment. With a show of hands, how many in here would say they are truly committed to basketball? Thank you. Thank you. And one, I appreciate the honesty, because that's going to get you far in life. To those who didn't say they aren't committed to basketball, why? Different sport. Different sport. Here's the thing about commitment. It's a small word, but a heavy task to do. Because on the days you don't feel like doing something, are you committed to it? Are you committed to what you said you were going to do long after the mood you set in has left? It's easy to be committed early season when everything's going right. But all of a sudden you hit a wall. All of a sudden you hit some adversity. All of a sudden you're tired. I don't want to go anymore. I don't want to go any longer. But will you be committed? When I talk about commitment, I don't mean just to a team. I don't mean just to a sport. I mean to yourself, to your future, to your goals you have for yourself. Because that's where everything starts. It's a commitment you have to yourself. The belief comes from there. The resiliency comes from there. The sacrifices come from there. If you're not committed to yourself, what's making a sacrifice going to do for your life? Nothing. If you're not committed to yourself, what's being resilient going to do for your life? Nothing. If you're not committed to who you are, why would you expect to get accomplish great things when you aren't committed? Not much happens without commitment. Right? Not much happens without commitment. When I think of commitment, I think of this beautiful story. One of the most powerful clips in the movie I've ever seen. Facing the Giants. Who knows what a death crawl is? You like them? No. Nah. In this clip, I want you guys to catch these next couple minutes because you learn some valuable, important things. In this clip, they're all chilling before practice. And one of the players, he pipes up and asks the coach, "Hey, coach, how strong was Westview this year?" And Brock, the team captain, says, "A lot stronger than we are." All right, if our captain's already writing us off, why do we want to play? Why do we want to play? And the coach goes, "Brock, you're already writing us off?" And he goes, "If I knew we were better, I wouldn't be." So, all right, Brock, come on over here. I want you to do the death crawl. And I want you to go to the 50. He's like, "I can go to the 30. He's like, "No, I want you to go to the 50. I want Jeremy to come on your back." And he adds in one last thing. And I want you to do blindfolded. It's like, why? Because I don't want you giving up when you have more left in you. So Brock gets down on his knees. Starting off strong like we all do at the beginning. Starting off strong. 10 yards, 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards. He takes a break. Coach goes, "Don't give up on me, Brock. Don't stop." He's like, "I'm just taking a breather. I'm going to keep on going." And it's okay to take those breaks. You got to keep on going when it gets hard. He's going to 50 yards, 60 yards, 70 yards, right? And he goes, "It hurts. He's heavy. I'm about out of strength." Then that's when you negotiate with your mind and your body to find more. Because life's going to be hard, guys. But are you committed to what you said you were going to do? Are you committed to yourself? Are you committed to your future? Because your future relies on you. And it's going to be hard. It's going to get heavy. It's going to be painful. But you got to let it burn. You got to let it burn. And Brock keeps on going. He's heavy. You give me your very best, Coach goes. Give me your very best. Don't quit on me, Brock. Don't quit on me. You said you give me your very best. Give me your best. He's heavy. I know he's heavy, but you got to keep on going. I know it bursts, but you got to keep on going. 10 yards, Brock. 10 yards. 9 yards, Brock. 5 yards. 5 yards, Brock. One more step, Brock. Brock drops. That's got to be the 50. I don't have any more left in me. That's got to be the 50. Coach takes off his blindfold. Look up, Brock. You're in the end zone. He thought he was going to the 30 or the 50. He was blindfolded. And he kept on going. Because he had a goal, even though he didn't think he could do it. But once he got down, he had to be committed. He had a goal. And once he got down, he had to be resilient. He had a goal. Once he got down, he had to sacrifice giving up, just remaining strong. And it's going to be hard. But I know each and every single one of you in here can do it. And the coach goes, bends down to him. Brock, you're the most influential person on this team. If you walk around defeated, so will everyone else. You've been given a gift of leadership. Don't abuse it. Use it. You've all been given gifts, talents, something the world needs. But what I need from you is to not abuse that gift. Use that gift. Use what you're going through. Use your journey. Embrace your journey. And be committed to it. One thing about me right now is I'm trying to embrace my journey the most that I can. I'm trying to be there for myself, show up for myself, and really challenge myself in different areas. And with that comes painful times. Painful times in training sessions, painful times in life, painful times in understanding who I am and who I'm not. But it's the most beautiful thing, because I got that paintbrush and no one else is taking it. When I talk about these challenges I'm putting myself through, I committed myself to 2028. What's 2028? That's the Olympics in LA. And I committed myself to training for that, to qualifying for that in track. Am I going to get there? I hope so. Because I know and believe that I can. But the thing about when I train is it sucks, but it's fun and it's beautiful. And anyone who runs track, anyone who's a sprinter, you know how fast those seconds go. It's not minutes. And so I'm training for an hour, hour and a half for a 10-second goal. Think about that. When you work out, when you shoot baskets, when you're at practice, you train for an hour and a half, 2.5 hour game, right? Who's really willing to train for seconds? Not many. I got to get down that track in 10 seconds and under if I want to have world-class speed. But guess what? I got three principles I've instilled in my life and cultivated upon. Resiliency, sacrifice, commitment. If I didn't have those, kiss 2028 goodbye. But I'm no Usain Bolt. But I am Kaz Langus. And eventually they're going to have to see me. And eventually, what I said was going to happen will happen. Why? Because when my hands drop in that training session, because as athletes, you know, when you're tired, your hands go to your knees, and your head drops to the floor. Right? But when I drop, I don't got those tats on me. So I got too much business I got to take care of, and I don't want the wrong people thinking the wrong things. But I do got these bracelets around my ankles. Commitment, resiliency, sacrifice. Track and field Olympics. Other leg, hard work is undefeated. When I'm tired, my head drops. I got those bad boys reminding me of my why, of my commitment. Now I got to ask you this. What are you committed to? Who are you committed to? And why are you committed to it? My why isn't for me. My why isn't a selfish desire. I'm here to inspire, to encourage, to love, to support, to give you hope. Because one thing I know that we can relate to is we're all from a small town. And who makes it from a small town? Who makes it out? Not many. Not many. Even though I wasn't born here, and I'm not living here currently, I know what goes on here. So if I can inspire any of you, if I can encourage any of you along my journey, that's why I do it. 2028 isn't for me. It's for each and every single one of you guys. Because I know you got to dream big. You got to go big. So I want to ask you this. Why are you committed to it? Because your why, that will drive you when it does get hard. Your why, that will keep you going. And your why isn't just for you. What is your why? What is it? Make it for someone else. Make it for this world. Leave this world and your legacy to be better. Appreciate you, boys. I can do a Q&A if you need it. If anyone's got any questions about anything. None. Let's go. That's kind of what I like. All right.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. You guys want to